Appreciate it, Beth. Punch it. Josh is the real deal. Learned so much from him already. Well worth the watch. Hey, man, I appreciate the support, and I appreciate you tuning in. And I'm glad that the streams are helpful. And I'm glad that you're finding value and education from the streams. So we love having you here. Punch it. Right on. Yo, Mexoids, good morning. What's up? K Glow, good morning. GDP Cole. Wade, what's up? Good morning, traders. Wade's over here crushing it, guys, on GSAT. This man's like, I'm waiting for it to pull back to the VWAP to make an entry. And I mean, he absolutely nailed it. Nice double bottom right into the VWAP. Prior low as well. Inside that cup and handle formation. What? Right now it's up 40 cents a share. Oh, he's killing it. He's killing it. Yo, we got a quick 210 on GSAT. Love it. Good stuff. Dennis with 210 on GSAT. Good stuff. I love it. I love your due diligence. I'm weird too. Listen, like, I don't know. I'm a weirdo. I like being weird. The way I look at it is if you're too normal, something's wrong with you. You gotta be weird. Gotta be weird. Gotta have some fun with life. Wade. And my mama said, I never listen to anyone. My mama said alligators are ornery because they got no toothbrush to clean all them teeth. Well, your mama is wrong. Mama said. Yo, Mr. Chris in the house. Happy Money Monday. Casey, what up? Good morning. What time is it? It's 8:47. All right, let's do it. Go ahead and let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Let's go ahead and dive into the stream. I want to start talking about what we have because we got a lot to talk about today. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and roll the intro, guys. Let's get fired up. Let's get ready to go. It's gonna be a great freaking day, guys. It's gonna be a great Money Monday. Let's go! Intro is rolling. Good morning, traders. What is going on? Woo! And happy Money Monday. That's what I'm talking about, baby. I'm fired up. I'm hyped up. I'm motivated. And I'm ready to go, and I'm ready to attack this day, traders. Again, happy freaking Money Monday. Woo! Denise, good morning. David, Joel, Trader Girl, Beth, Casey, Wade. Good morning, team, and good morning, traders. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, a nice, laid-back, peaceful, awesome weekend, but I hope you guys are just fired up and ready to crush it and ready to rock and roll and to take advantage of all of this amazing opportunity that we have in the market. And again, there's a lot of opportunity in the market. GSAT, cup and handle alert, boom, currently up 50 cents a share. That was the only one. Was GSAT. But again, 1 for 1, GSAT, cup and handle, boom, all the way up towards around $2.40. Even making an entry at $2, you're up 20%. It's absolutely amazing. And I know Wade was over there saying, I'm waiting on GSAT. I'm going to nail that 190 pullback into the VWAP. I'm grabbing this bad boy. It's a good low risk, high reward setup. And again, right now, we were risking 10 cents at most on GSAT. 10 cents at most. Right now it's up 50 cents a share. That is a 5-to-1. Guys, that's a beautiful setup. High reward with low risk there on GSAT. So for those of you that made some early morning cash on GSAT, congratulations and good freaking job. Keep that up. Keep that momentum going. And let's end this month on a strong in green note, traders. We have 2 days to go. We have today and tomorrow until we're officially in September. So let's make sure these are the best 2 days that you guys have had for the entire month of August. I'm going to make that my priority to make sure that these next 2 days are your best 2 days. All right, traders. So again, if you're just now tuning in over on YouTube, if you're just now tuning in over inside of chat, good morning and happy Money Monday. It is 8:51. It is August 30th. Again, 2 days to go. And we have about 40 minutes until the market opens. Let's go ahead and talk about what we've got going on. Because again, traders, there's quite a bit to talk about. And I still want to have some time available to look at some of your guys' tickers. See what you guys are looking at. What you want me to watch with you today. So let's go ahead and talk about what we have moving here in pre-market. So GSAT. Right, GSAT, we alerted this one inside of chat. I think it was like right around 7:40, 7:50-ish, right before 8 o'clock, for the possible cup and handle, right? For that possible cup and handle, pulling back to the VWAP, Wade was like, I'm going to wait for the stock to come back down to the VWAP. And if we know anything about cup and handles, we like to see the big U shape, right? We like to see those pullbacks that have double bottoms, that form market structure on a level of support, which VWAP was your level of support there. So again, you got your big U shape, hit the second touch of $2 resistance, pulled back to the VWAP, bounced, pulled back, huge push, big time move off VWAP support, off the double bottom, breaking itself out of this cup and handle. And so far, it's up to $2.45. $2.45 from a 190 VWAP entry. Guys, you're almost closing in 60 cents a share. That's absolutely amazing. And we have room all the way to 275, right? We have a lot of room up towards around that 275 and then $3 level here on GSAT. But here's the thing. If you guys are like, all right, where do I get involved with GSAT? Right now, we don't. Right now, we do not touch it. It's already made its big time move. It's up 25% from the break over two. Wait for the stock to pull back. What's the rule? Any stock that moves more than 50 cents without pulling back, don't touch it. This stock went from 192, hit highs of 245. It was a little pullback, but not a big, healthy retracement, not a nice, healthy pullback. So again, the stock really hasn't pulled back healthy. I still think we have a pullback coming on up. Where could we see the stock pull back to? Well, we can definitely see it pull back towards around $2, right? $2. I would actually say right around 202 there on GSAT. Or we could see it pull back into that prior high right around like 215. So again, we'll be watching 215. And we'll be watching that 202 level as well to see where this is going to pull back and where this is going to get going. All right. So again, GSAT, why is it moving in the first place? We have news, right? So Apple could bring, keyword could. It's not definitive, but Apple could bring satellite communications to the iPhone 13 in partnership with GSAT. So if that happens, possible partnership with Apple here on GSAT, that's why we're seeing the stock get some hype this morning. That's why we're seeing the stock gapping up 68%, right? We've traded about 27 million shares. On average, we trade about 22, so we are trading slightly above the average volume here. But the only thing that I don't like about the stock is it's a large float. It's 700 million in float, but we've seen it rip in the past from 125 up to 225. We've seen it go on nice 50 cent to dollar moves in the past throughout the day. So this stock could definitely still move, but don't expect to see a $1, $2 move in seconds, right? In minutes. Probably see it happen over the course of maybe like an hour or two to get those full 50 cent to a dollar moves. Now, why is it ripping in pre-market? Well, the float doesn't really have that much impact on a stock in pre-market. Now, when the market opens, yeah, you definitely see those floats definitely make more of an impact on a lot of these stocks. So again, right now, it's moving really nice. It's ripping pretty well. Again, from 190 all the way to 245. Again, it is a large float stock. That's something to be mindful of here intraday. But if you like this stock, number one, because it's cheap. Number two, because it has a decent press release. Number 3, because it has a lot of room to the upside. And number 4, it is a large float stock, so it's easier to trade. It's easier to manage. It's not as volatile. GSAT would be the ideal go-to slow and steady mover for you guys. If you want a slow, steady, easy to manage trade, GSAT would be that stock that's not going to rip $1 at a time, maybe 10 cents, to where it's easier to manage on GSAT. So we know what's going on with GSAT. We know what we're looking for. Right now, we're just waiting for the stock to pull back into that 202, the 214 level, settle and level. Look for the next leg up. Look to capitalize on that next leg up. And we do have room to $2.76 and then $3 here on GSAT. All right, moving on. BBIG. What's going on with BBIG? Guys, we know what's going on with BBIG. Well, number 1, Mr. Who was it in chat this morning? I think it was GDP. So they do have some news coming on up. Proxy vote results for spinoff with Immersive Entertainment. Proxy vote required to come by September 16th. So again, we do have some news coming up on BBIG, but the biggest reason why this stock is even getting this much attention is why? Wall Street Bets. Let's be honest. Wall Street Bets, every retail trader is talking about BBIG with the short percentage, right? The amount of shares that are currently short on BBIG. The last thing that I saw, again, reports are usually 2 weeks delayed, but the last report that I saw was BBIG had a short float percentage of about 50%. 50%. SPRT, when that stock started ripping, it had a short float percentage of around 50 to 60% as well. So why are traders circulating and hyping BBIG? Because they're like, hey, SPRT short squeeze from under $10 to $60. Oh my gosh, it went to the moon, right? BBIG is another stock that has a high short float percentage of around 50%. Trade Ideas is showing 20%. I don't know which report's correct, right? We could say it's anywhere from 20% to 50%, but we know the reason BBIG has this much hype in the first place is that short squeeze sentiment. The idea that BBIG could be the next SPRT, the next AMC, the next GameStop, and be squeezed aggressively to the upside with the short squeeze. So that's really, you know, the reason for BBIG to be moving in the first place. There hasn't been any fresh recent news on BBIG, but again, that buzz on Wall Street Bets, right? Not just ROOT and GameStop and AMC and SPRT, but now we have a lot of those traders talking about BBIG. So what I've been doing this morning is buying the dip, right? Pull back, get a little entry. Pull back, get a little entry. Pull back, get a little entry. Why is that? With this much hype around BBIG, I would expect to see traders really pour into the stock and try and squeeze it and push it to the upside. There's going to be a lot of interest behind the stock. A lot of people wanting to get involved with BBIG, right? Thinking it could be the next SPRT. So again, this stock has a lot of room to the upside. The highest this stock has ever been was $11.61. That's the highest it's ever been, was $11.61. BBIG breaking over the highs, right, into new all-time highs, the sky's the limit. You could see 15, 20, 25, 30, so on and so forth. But right now, at least we know we have opportunity back up to pre-market highs, number 1, at 1059. We know we could see it back up to pre-market highs. We know we could see it into the all-time highs up towards around 1161. And anything over that, the sky's the limit. In breaking in the new all-time highs, that's really going to bring some of these FOMO traders in. Oh, I got to buy it. I'm going to buy it. It's going to be the next SPRT. And I think we could see BBIG this week move pretty well. So again, I've been able to build about a 100 share position on my small account, an average cost basis of around 916. I never rebought the dip at 1167. I didn't rebuy the dip at 8. I'm just holding the small 100 shares on my small account to see if this is a stock that traders step behind to really get it going to the upside like SPRT over the past couple of weeks. So again, it's the short squeeze sentiment around BBIG. A lot of traders hyping it up, talking about it. It's going to squeeze because the high short float percentage. So again, there's a lot of interest with BBIG based on that right there. So again, let's use that to our advantage, right? Let's still be smart. Let's identify the technicals. Let's build proper trade plans. Let's manage our risk, but let's play into that hype and take advantage of the hype while it's here in the market, right? We've been crushing it on SPRT. There's been a lot of opportunity there. There may be a lot of opportunity with BBIG as well. All right, guys. So again, we're going to definitely be watching BBIG. Right now, we have bottom pre-market support back down towards around 767. We did just pull back to 8, trying to put in a decent little higher low. Now, if this one can break over 9, we could definitely see this reverse back to 10, 10.59, 11.61, and then again, the sky's the limit. This one re-breaking, cracking back below $8. You'll probably see it crack, 7.67 and see it fade back down towards around 7. And then honestly, you could see it fade all the way back down towards around like 9.59, right? That was right up against Friday's highs, right? Intraday highs, post-market highs, ascending triangle breakout, boom, big time run to the upside. So again, if this stock does break 8, if it does break below 7.67, I would expect to see it possibly back down towards around $6 before you see it settle, level, and see some hype return for that possible next leg up. But ideally, I don't want to see it down to 6, because dropping back below 8, I'm thinking about cutting the trade and waiting for a better pullback, waiting for a better lower entry, maybe back down towards around that $5.95 to $6 level. So again, support, bottom support is all the way back down at 6, but pre-market support right now is right around 7.67, and then right now putting in that higher low around $8. I'd like to see volume continue to move on in, get the higher high confirmation back over the VWAP, back over 9 for some nice momentum and for some nice volume in action to move in here to BBIG. All right, so we know what's going on there. SPRT, we already know why we're watching it. It's been a nice mover over the past few weeks now, so we're still going to keep this on watch to see if SPRT has any life left in it. We already know that SPRT has room all the way back up towards around $55 and then possibly retesting those Friday highs right around $59.60, right? So we know it has room to 55 and then those highs at 59 there on SPRT. But I want to see this stock breaking and trading above $38. So again, breaking back above 38 and holding above 38, that's where I expect to see a lot of attention and a lot of volume to move into SPRT, for it to run back up towards around those pre-market highs of 41.50 and then getting that nice big rip and run up towards around 40, I would say right around like 45.69, spiking high from Friday, pull back low from Friday, and then anything over 45.69, then we have room up towards around that 55 level. Right now, support, I'm going to put you back down around 31.38, right? So 31.38, Friday's pre-market resistance. 2 pullback levels. That's where we double bottomed there on Friday before the big rip up. We closed below that level. We had a lot of resistance in post-market, but we're gapping up above that 31.38 here in pre-market. So if SPRT opens, washes out, and pulls back to that 31-ish level, $31 to 31.38, and you see it consolidate and it's building some support off that level, that could be the level in which buyers start to move back into this stock to get it back up to 38, 41.50, 45.70, and then all the way back up towards around $55 there on SPRT team. All right, so we're watching SPRT around those levels, waiting to see where it's going to find support, level off, and identify an opportunity to take advantage of a possible another pop here on SPRT, as there's still some hype around this play right now. All right. Another couple stocks that are moving right now. Number 3 on the leaderboard right now, currently up 53%, trading 9 million shares. On average, trades 2 million shares, and it's a 20 million in float stock. That is ticker ATER. So ATER right now, number 3 on the leaderboard, up 53%. Trading great volume. Again, we're trading 4 times, a little over 4 times the average volume, and we do have a lower float stock as well. It's only 20 million in float. Why is ATER even moving this morning, guys? I've tried to look. I haven't found any news on ATER. I haven't found anything in regards to ATER. So if anybody has information or an article or a press release about ATER, please let me know. But right now at this point in time, I do not see any news. I do not see a credible reason for ATER to be moving on up. It got some action on Friday. I got some nice action Friday, and it's just continuously, that's not even a word, Josh, continuously moving to the upside, building nice higher lows and higher highs, stair-stepping its way up. So again, there is some action right now with ATER. We do have some action here with this play, but there's no news on this stock. And that's, one of the reasons I'm not a fan of it, right? Because there's no credible reason for ATER to be moving on up. And I haven't really seen a lot of people talking about it like SPRT. Not a lot of people talking about it like BBIG, ROT, short squeeze stocks, right? ATER is just a pretty random stock that's moving this morning. So ATER does have volume. It does have attention. It does have activity. So with that being said, there is possible opportunity for profit here on ATER. But again, we got to be mindful that any point in time we could see the stock turn south and dump and give everything back, because there's no credible reason for the stock to be up 60% here in pre-market. But with that being said, if the technicals are sound and the stock does hold on up and it continues to trade nice like it has since Friday, we could see it up towards around $11.75 here on ATER. So your next target would be right around $11.75 here on ATER. Breaking over that $11.75, we have room to $14 next. So again, this stock could definitely take on off. This stock has a lot of room to the upside. Again, $11.75 and then $14. It's a low float stock with good volume. Support right now is back down towards around $8.11. So right now, we could see it open and pull back towards around 8 to 8.11 before getting that leg up over 10 for the leg up towards around $11.75. So ATER is on the most shorted stock list. All right, so again, I was looking. I did not see anything, but we have Carlos saying that ATER is currently number 1 on the most shorted stock list with a 41% short. So that's what we're seeing in the market, guys, right? ATER, the number 1 shorted stock, 41%. We have ROOT, right? GameStop, Tesla, BABA, stocks that are buzzing on Wall Street bets coming into this week. Short squeeze stocks, right? So again, ROOT is another one of those stocks that are heavily shorted, that traders are circulating for the next short squeeze. And that's kind of what we're seeing in the market right now. And that's the hype. That's the opportunity. Are traders moving back in for the short squeeze, right? And then we saw a nice rip last week with SPRT and a few other stocks as well. So right now, those are the stocks that we really need to be focused on. ATER, like Carlos was saying, 41% short. ROOT, if anybody wants to go look at ROOT, feel free. Trade Ideas is saying 20%, right? Trade Ideas is saying it's a 20% short right now there on ROOT. We already know what's moving with and why SPRT is moving. We know why GSAT is moving and why we're watching that, BBIG. But I did want to take a second to talk about some of these other stocks that don't have news, but they do meet the requirement for the short squeeze sentiment. So we need to be definitely keeping these stocks on watch. ATER has a lot of room to the upside. Again, $11.75 and then $14. Right now, support's back down towards around $8.11. ROOT. All right, let's talk about ROOT real quick. ROOT has support back down towards around $7.70 with high a day resistance in the 840s, right? There's more resistance around 840 than 860. It hit 865 once. We tagged 840 multiple times. So right now, support right around 770 here on ROOT with resistance of $8.40, right? And that also lines up beautifully with that daily support right here. Now, if ROOT breaks over the 841, we have room to 943. Anything over 943, we have room to 1043, 1138, and then all the way up towards around 1326. So ROOT has a lot of potential to the upside as well. So again, we just need to wait for the stock to say, okay, this is support. I'm holding. Here's an opportunity. Buy me. And let's see if we can get some nice action here on ROOT. So again, the top penny stocks that I'm watching, number 1, BBIG. I think this is the number 1 stock that traders are really focused on for that short squeeze sentiment. We do have some other stocks as well. You have ROOT and you have ATER. Now, last week's movers, we have SPRT that we're still going to be keeping on watch. We have RGC we're going to be keeping on watch from last week and the week before. We have MRIN, right? MRIN was one of Friday's big movers from around 580 to 780, holding up decent here in pre-market. We can definitely see some more action here on MRIN. We have SGOC from last week as well. And we have NURO from Friday as well. So again, we do have some Friday movers on our back burner watch list. Again, NURO, SGOC, MRIN, RGC, and TKAT. Those 5 stocks were some of the biggest movers last week, right? NURO, SGOC, MRIN, RGC, and TKAT. So some back burner plays, some back burner stocks to keep on watch if GSAT fades, if BBIG fades, if ATER fades, right? Maybe we see some traders go back to some movers from last week, all right? But for today, stocks that I'm watching right out of the gate. Number 1, BBIG. Number 2, GSAT, which got 10 cents away from target, guys. Again, from 190 all the way up to 265. My goodness, looking great. SPRT, another back burner play we're watching. ROOT number 3 and ATER number 4 on the watch list. All right. Going into some options, guys. I really like PayPal. I really like PayPal. I think that we see this reversal play on out with PayPal. So again, gap down from earnings. We hit a low. We bounced. A lower low. Back above support. Higher low bounce. Back over that 280.46. So we were slightly back over this morning above that 280.46. That's where I'm watching PayPal. PayPal breaking back above 280, let's call it 55. Let's just put it right at those pre-market highs. Let's make it easy. 280.55. PayPal over 280.55, I think has a lot of room all the way back up to 288.78 first target, and then filling that daily gap up towards around 297 to $300 on PayPal. Not saying it's going to happen this week or next week, but definitely within the next month. I do think we see PayPal slow and steady grind to fill that gap here on the daily chart, breaking out of this little bit of a reversal pattern here on the daily chart. So I like PayPal a lot. That is the number one stock that I'm watching for options right out of the gate is going to be PayPal. Okay. CRM, I'm watching for CRM this week to pull back and to fill the daily gap. So again, I'm watching CRM to pull back to fill the daily gap. If we get a nice proper daily candle formation, when we fill the gap, maybe we see a bounce, and I'd definitely be looking at CRM for a possible 1 to 2 day swing trade off the gap fill bounce there on CRM. So I'm watching for CRM to pull back, fill the gap, set up for a possible short-term swing trade for the bounce. COIN, I'm looking for this one this week and into next week to get back up towards around 293. So again, we have a really nice uptrend on coin, right? Nice uptrend. We came back down on Friday and bounced beautifully off of that uptrend, right? So again, it's a double bottom, a little bit of a higher low on the daily chart with this trend line support. It is in a short-term uptrend, slow and steady grind to the upside. I think if we see COIN re-breaking that prior high right around 266, 267, I definitely think we see COIN retest those prior highs up towards around 293. So I'm definitely watching COIN today and definitely this week. We talked about CRM, why I'm watching CRM and what I'm looking for. Definitely watching PayPal, guys. PayPal is the number one option, number one stock for options that I'm watching out of the gate today. Watching Microsoft for the reversal as well. So this stock hitting new all-time highs of 305.84, pulling back last week right into the gap fill. So again, this stock on Friday came down beautifully, filled the gap, and had a nice little bounce. I'm looking to see if we see another day or two of continuation to the upside off the bounce. So again, Microsoft gapped up, pulled back, filled the gap. Looking for a bounce. That's what I'm looking for on CRM. Gap up, pull back, fill the gap, and bounce. So similar thing. Microsoft. You know, we saw the bounce on Friday off the gap fill. That's what I'm looking at here on CRM, is again, for this stock to come down, fill the gap, and see a nice little multi-day bounce off the gap fill on CRM. So we're watching Microsoft for more continuation to the upside since it's filled the gap. We're watching COIN off this nice daily uptrend, room back to 293. CRM looking for this to fill the gap, kind of like Microsoft, and actually see a bounce off of that gap level for a couple days to the upside. PayPal for the reversal back above 280.55. This thing over the next couple weeks has so much opportunity back up towards around 288 and then 297 on PayPal. My favorite stock for options for today and this week. And then we have AMD. Ladies and gentlemen, AMD, the moment you all been waiting for. We talked about this one last Wednesday. We had the reversal on a higher time frame, all right? You can't really see it on a 1 day or on a daily. I mean, I can see it, but it may be harder for you guys to see it. So if you take that down to like a 4-hour chart, you can see that beautiful reversal, an inverse head and shoulders formation with the established neckline. We had the confirmation on Friday breaking over the neckline. I know a lot of traders inside of chat took that trade up into our 111.50 target. Right now, we're gapping up above that 111.50 resistance. So now we have old resistance as new support. So AMD, if it opens, if it pulls back first and it goes red, watch this stock to hold above 111.50. If this can stay above 111.50, I think by the end of the week, we hit 115, right? I think by the end of the week, we see AMD up over 115, trying to make its way back up into the 120s, all right? So AMD, nice, solid confirmation on Friday. I know a lot of traders were nailing AMD up to the 111.50. And once again today and this week, keeping AMD on watch above that old level of resistance, right? 111.50 as new support to see this slowly get its way up towards around 115 by the end of this week, and maybe even 120 if it's strong enough here on AMD. So again, top stocks that I'm watching for options today. Number 1 is PayPal. Number 2 is AMD, followed by a couple back burner plays, CRM, COIN, and Microsoft as well, traders. So that's what I got for you. My top penny stocks that I'm watching, the technicals, the reasonings, what we're looking for, getting you guys prepared. The top stocks I'm watching for options. Again, the technicals, why I like them, what I'm looking for, once again, to get you guys prepared. If I'm watching BBIG, if I'm managing my BBIG trade, and you guys see PayPal, right? You already know what we're looking for. You already know where it has room to go. You already know how to take advantage of that opportunity if it presents itself, if my focus is somewhere else. So again, we have a lot of stocks we're watching. Make sure that you guys are marking those levels up and that you guys are prepared as well. And if you guys do have any questions, we have about 13 minutes to go. Excuse me, guys, until the start of the day. So if you want me to recap anything, I'll recap it, dive back into the technicals, get you guys prepared. Or if you have any other stocks that you want looked at, now's a great time. We have, again, 13 minutes until the start of the day. Woo! My goodness. Got everybody over on YouTube. We got Angel, Robert, Denise, Ed, David, Joel, Skylar, Samuel, Robert, Nicole, Frank, Carlos, Brian. Good freaking morning! KPLT, kaplut. KPLT. So again, KPLT is another one of those stocks that don't have any news behind it, right? KPLT currently is gapping up 21% with no news. So again, is this another short squeeze stock that traders are talking about? Or is this just a dead cat bounce, right? We had earnings, nasty gap down, right? This stock was around 980, nasty gap down, falling all the way to 310. What do I like about KPLT? I like we have opportunity to fill the gap, right? Gaps like to be filled. So number 1, we could say, hey, at some point, KPLT could definitely fill the gap. Number 2, the stock has been beaten down, right? It is now very, very oversold. And we've consolidated for a couple weeks. So we gap down, we double bottom on the daily. We're starting to put it in a little bit of a higher low, right? And we're actually seeing the stock now gap up this morning. So I do like KPLT, right? I think KPLT has room to where the stock opened off the gap down towards around 591. Now, if KPLT is strong enough and we start to see that gap fill sooner than later, right? This big gray box is the area in which we could see this gap fill, right? And this, is an area where that stock could really move through that level very, very fast. It does have room all the way up towards around like $7.85, right? So here on KPLT, we do have some room. I would say $7.75. Right? $7.75. But over $6, we have a $1.75 potential to the upside here on KPLT. So KPLT doesn't look bad at all. Again, getting completely beaten down, very oversold. It's consolidated over the past couple of weeks. We are gapping up. Again, I definitely think if we see this over 6, we start to see that gap fill up towards around 775. Now, where's support on KPLT? Well, honestly, support is all the way back down at 375. Right? So the best support on KPLT is going to be back down towards around the 370 level. So keep this one on watch above 370. If it comes down, it levels off. We start to see it move back to the upside. That's when we could see this back into those pre-market highs of 535, possibly 591. And if it's strong enough to break that level, we have a big gap to fill up towards around $7.75 there on KPLT. AFRM. So right now, the way that it's been slowly grinding back into those post-market highs, I doubt it breaks on the second attempt. That was the second attempt. So right now you have a big push to 103. Nice pullback down towards around 86. Slowly grinding right back up towards around 103. You know, here on Affirm, we look at the daily as far as, you know, where could this stock go? We already know that we have resistance at 103. Where could we see this stock go? So we could see it up towards around 110.57. And then 116.98. And then 120. So at least we have a couple good first targets, right? So again, breaking over these post-market highs of 103, we have room to 110.57 and then 116.98 there on Affirm, AFRM. But where's support on this play? What I would do is I would just run a fib from that post-market high, or that low, that post-market low, and run that fib up to that pre-market high. And again, I would like to see a 50% retracement. So if you throw a 50% retracement level up, that puts you right around 94, 94.45 is the 50% fib retracement. And it's also some nice, you know, pre-market support right there around 94.45. So what I would honestly say for this to be a cup and handle, right? Because it looks like it could set up for a possible cup and handle. Kind of like what we saw there on GSAT, right? You have the big pop to the upside, big pullback, U-shape right back up to those highs. If we see the stock pull back to the 50% fib and bounce right around 95, I'd be looking to go long right around 95, maybe putting stops at like $92, right? Risking like $3 on the trade. Looking for this stock to grind back up to at least 103, right? Resistance. So right there from 95 to 103 is $8. $8 of possible reward there. 95 entry with a 92 stop, risking $3. So right there you have almost a 3-to-1 setup. And if this is a proper cup and handle, you should see this break on out and run up towards around 110, right? So again, looking for this to pull back and double bottom and bounce and hold above 95 is key. I'd be looking for possibly $95 entries with nice tight stops below that level of support for the leg back up towards around 103 out of a possible cup and handle formation. Again, that may not happen. This is all speculation, anticipation that this holds above 95. But if you do see something like this on AFRM and it has a setup kind of like what you're seeing here, you could look for that entry for the break out of that cup and handle formation over 103 for the leg up towards around 110 there on AFRM. And that's a very similar setup to what we saw on GSAT, right? GSAT, again, hit highs at 2. Nice pullback into 2 again. Pulled back to the 50% fib. Love you. Have a good day. Okay? Hey, daycare. I'll see you later, right, sweetie? Will you shut my door for me? I lock it. Okay. I lock it. I got you. Okay. Hey, okay. Okay, go get one. Oh, they're gone. I'll go buy some today. Okay? Bye. I love that kid so much. She scared the crap out of me. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on? You guys probably saw her walking in too, and no one gave me a heads up. But yeah, so like GSAT, right? Big pop to the upside. Big U-shape right back into that high day resistance. Double bottom, off support, breaking on out of a cup and handle formation, right? We see the cup and handle on GSAT, so go look at AFRM, right? Similar setup, right? Popping into a high. Big U-shape right back up into that 103 high. If this stock pulls back and double bottoms right around $95, which is that 50% fib retracement, I do think we see this back up towards around 103 for a possible cup and handle breakout. So definitely be watching AFRM today, guys. AFRM definitely has a nice little setup to it. So I'll be watching AFRM as one of my top 3 option plays for the day. So again, I'm watching PayPal, I'm watching AMD, and then now we're adding AFRM as another top stock that I want to watch for options today, guys. And right now it's coming back down to 95, so definitely watch AFRM possibly right out of the gate. So AFRM possibly right out of the gate. Last one before we start our day. Cody, Josh, thank you. Your lives are really making a difference for me. I'm able to see good entries. I made a decision on GSAT at 193 and out at 230. Wow, that's 40 cents a share almost. Good job, dude. Good job. I'm glad that you're finding value in getting good education from the streams. I'm really just humbled and just it excites me seeing that you guys are able to come in, even in that 30 to 45 minute window, get enough education, get enough value to see a difference with your trading, to see better results. That absolutely just fires me up. So Cody and everybody else, awesome job. Good stuff. And yes, Skylar is a brand new Alpha member. Let's go. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. We love it. Slick Rick says he's laying in bed with some AirPods in. He's laying in bed, but he's in chat. He's not missing out today, guys. Yeah, she scared the crap out of me too, Slick Rick. Like, I'm like, holy crap, who's that? So, we know what we're looking at, we know what we're watching, and why we're watching it. Now it's about sitting back, being patient and disciplined in waiting for the opportunity to present itself. Not looking for the opportunity. Where's it at? Is it on this one, this one? Sitting back, identifying the top stocks that have the best potential, and waiting for an opportunity to present itself to attack on that opportunity to make some profits. So right now, it's the hardest part, is the sitting back, being patient, being disciplined, and waiting for that opportunity to present itself, guys. All right, so we're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna make some profits, guys. So let's get fired up. We got about 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So again, if we saw a washout long on BBIG back down at the lowest, 767, maybe even $8 even there on BBIG. But honestly, I don't want to see the washout long. It's stair-stepping its way up really nice in pre-market, right? We pulled back, bounced, right? Came back down off a higher low, bounced. We are putting in higher lows and higher highs. Honestly, if it does wash out, I don't want to see it drop below that prior low. I want to see it continue to grind to the upside like it has, right? Honestly, I'd like to see it get back above that trend line. That was another reason I was buying this in pre-market on BBIGs, because we have a little bit of this uptrend that we came down and we looked like we were going to hold it right here. So I started a position. I got more, right? Right now we see that it's resistance again. Resistance, resistance. So old support, boop, 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 new resistance, right? So I really want to see this breaking back above this trend line, regaining it, and trading higher. So again, if it does wash out, depending on where it opens, again, we have a minute 30. I mean, it could open at 10. You never know what's going to happen in the next minute. But, you know, maybe back down towards around 8. But honestly, I don't want to see BBIG wash out. I'd honestly like to see a nice, just push, a nice run, consolidate, continue that trend higher, up towards around, 1059, maybe even 1161, all-time highs. And actually, all-time highs are 1163. Right, so anything over those all-time highs of 1163, that's when BBIG is going to get a lot of volume and a lot of attention, because the sky is the limit. So ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, do us a huge favor and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that beautiful notification bell. Like the stream, support the channel, especially if you guys enjoy being here and you find the value and the education from these streams. So take 5 seconds, subscribe, notify, and go ahead and smash that like button on the current live stream. Greatly appreciate it, guys. All right, so we got 20 seconds to go. My watch coming out of the gate is BBIG, guys. I do have a position on BBIG. It's a position that I've been building little by little by little here in pre-market with a 916 cost basis. So again, my number one watch is going to be BBIG. And I'm going to try and hold this as long as possible to see if we ever break 1161. We're open, guys. Market's live. Market's open. Let's go and let's have an awesome day, traders. And again, keep PayPal, PYPAL, PayPal on high watch over 280.55. PayPal can start ripping the 288. That's 8 points to the upside. So PayPal over 280.55. Keep that one on high watch. This one could definitely start ripping to the upside, guys. And it's creeping. It's getting there little by little. We look at, okay, so BBIG is getting a little bit of action towards it right now. BBIG is getting a lot of attention towards it now. It may get halted at this pace. BBIG, the halt level on this one right now is, where's the halt level on BBIG? $10 even. $10 even here. So if it hits 10, watch for a possible halt here on BBIG, guys. There's PayPal slowly getting there. Spreads suck, though. I'm not going to lie. The spreads on PayPal suck right now. So I got to probably still wait a good, 10 minutes or so. Probably still got to wait a good 10 minutes to even think about getting in PayPal. So again, maybe we're looking for the break over 280.55. Look for the quick pullback into that level and then look to go long. But right now, the options, the spreads kind of suck. Halt level right now is 1040. It's actually 1022, it looks like. I may lock in a little bit of my shares here at $10 just because it's, natural resistance. I'm going to give it a second. We do have a lot of volume. And we do have a lot of attention towards BBIG. So, again, I'm probably going to lock in a little bit of profits. Oh, shit. That thing came down really hard. Ooh, it's getting a little funky, guys. I don't like that drop. I'm going to go ahead and walk away from that. Right when I said I'm going to take profit at 10, it dumped hard. $1.50 to the downside. $1.25 to the downside. So I go ahead and just take the $7 loss and see if it continues to dump on down. But again, I wanted to grab some profit up towards around $10. But right when I go ahead and type in 50 shares, market order sell, it was already down to $9. I'm like, well, that sucks. So again, we're good on that. So I still think BBIG has a lot of great potential. But that nasty dump there, $1.25, I did not want to see it back down at $7 and take a $200 loss. So GSAT team, GSAT, run a nice little downtrend on the play. Looking for a break in the downtrend here. Support technically is all the way back down at like 214 though on GSAT. SPRT, we were watching this one above 38. Look at that, popped over 38, pulled back, retested. We have room to 42 and then 45 there over on SPRT. There's a lot of stuff moving, right? ROOT out of the gate, getting some action. Right, SPRT out of the gate, getting some action. GSAT, looking like it could definitely break this downtrend here, guys. So keep this one on high watch. Breaking the downtrend, room back to 265. They're on GSAT. And then BBIG, again, out of the gate, little choppy, consolidating. I still think BBIG has a shit ton of potential, guys. I really think BBIG has a lot of great potential behind it. I'm waiting for a proper intraday setup. I would like to get back in on BBIG. I really would. I'd like to be able to take this up over the all-time highs and see how high this thing could go. But right now, I'm waiting for this to really come down and settle at a certain level of support and show me that, okay, this is where buyers are moving in. This is where buyers want to hold the stock up. that's where I want to be a buyer. Right now, I don't want to touch it. Right now, I do not want to touch it. Still watch AFRM above 95, guys. AFRM above 95 still has potential to be a nice little cup and handle formation, all right? So watch AFRM above 95 for the possible cup and handle. AMD already out of the gate, guys. Look at that. It's already going to hit 115. Get out of here. That's unreal. AMD's like, you know what? We're just going for 115. We're just going for 115 already out of the gate, guys. Like, let's not even hold back. Let's not even pull back. Let's just go 115. You guys were in AMD over the weekend. I mean, good stuff. Good job. Good work. AMD over 115. We have room by the end of the week to back towards around 120 and then 122 there on AMD, guys. Still not touching BBIG. Still not touching BBIG, guys. Being smart. GSAT, we know we have support back down at 214. If it cracks below 214, back down towards around 202. Again, just being patient, waiting for the setup to present itself. Right now, I have no fresh intraday positions. So no fresh intraday positions on my small penny account, guys. Still just sitting back, looking to see where the traders are going to go, right? Are traders going to start piling into ROOT, right? They got to move back into GSAT, or is SPRT going to start ripping? Or is it going to be BBIG, right? We have a lot of great opportunity, but we're only 7 minutes into the market, right? 7 minutes in. Sit back, be patient, wait for the best of the best setup. Let's attack. All right, so we're about 8 minutes in. Let's go ahead and look at Facebook. Facebook, anything right now out of the gate? Nope. AMD was just beautiful. AMC, we're still watching that one today. PayPal above 280.50. Has some great opportunity. CRM, looking for this one to come back down towards around like 262 to fill that gap on the daily chart. COIN, still just watching it, nothing there. And then Microsoft, we were watching this one for a multi-day move off the gap fill, and right out of the gate, it's already up about 3 points to the upside. So right now, the only one that I see is PayPal. Again, PayPal over that 280.50. We have room all the way up to 286 first, and then 288 there on PayPal. Nothing happening with ATER or ROOT. Again, SPRT above 38. We posted this one this morning. SPRT above 38. We have room to 42 and then 45.69. Anything over 45.69, guys, we have a lot of room to $55 there on SPRT. I'm personally looking at GSAT. GSAT for the small account looks great. Right, for the small account, GSAT, room back to 260. Finding support maybe right around 202 to 214 for an entry for a nice big slow move. The large float stock, definitely something that's going to be slower and steadier to the upside. I do like GSAT. Again, I can grab maybe like 1,000 shares of the stock, right? Maybe even 500 shares. Risk $100, risk 20 cents, and look for a nice, maybe 40-cent move on the play. So again, I like GSAT a lot. For the small account, it's not as volatile. It's slower and steadier. And it's something that we can manage little by little by little. But right now, I don't see anything that I want to jump in on yet. Right? I don't see any reason to get involved with BBIG right now at this point in time. I don't see a reason to get involved with SPRT at this point in time. Definitely nothing with ROOT or ATER. So right now, I'm just personally watching GSAT for this thing to possibly set up for us. DSPG was halted. DSPG. So acquisition, it looks like. Probably acquisition news on this play. Right now, the stock is, it was halted. It resumed right at, oh, that was in pre-market. So most likely acquisition. Yep. So they're getting bought out for 22 a share. So it's not even worth your time. They're on DSPG. Still just, I think my play would be GSAT if it sets up. So I think my play would be on GSAT if we get the setup. Still waiting for a proper setup on BBIG. It's moving, right? It's moving, but it's still a little choppy out of the gate, guys. I mean, it's risky, right? What if you bought it right now? Okay, it has room to 10, but where does it have room to fall? 767? Is that a good opportunity? Is that a good risk-reward setup? Is that a proper setup? No, it's not. So right now, why are we not touching BBIG? Because we need to wait for the best of the best setup, right? We need to wait for, okay, this is an 80-20 setup, high probability setup. We have 80% odds of being right, 20% odds working against us to be wrong. Again, we have higher probabilities of being on the right side of the trade. Right now with BBIG, it's risky, right? It's 50-50. Could it break 10 and rip? Absolutely. Could it drop back down to 8? Absolutely. There's not a crystal clear, beautiful setup here on BBIG. So again, I'm not touching BBIG right now. I'm not touching GSAT right now. Not touching SPRT, ROOT, or ATER. Still just being patient, still sitting back, waiting for the best of the best opportunity. We got AHPI getting some action towards it. AHPI has been a stock that's been moving over the past couple of months. So AHPI is getting some action towards it. No news, but again, AHPI has been a stock that's been on everybody's radar over the past, few months now. AHPI back above 1080 has room to like 14 bucks. 1080 was that key level, and when it broke 1080 a couple weeks ago, it shot right up to 16. So I mean, we'll watch AHPI above $10.80. So let's add that to the watch list there on AHPI. Again, that's why it's just a little risky to be touching BBIG right now, guys. Look at that. Popped up to 10, slammed all the way back down to 9. The last thing you want to do is jump in with 500 shares and get slammed $1 and be down immediately 500 bucks. You want to wait for the best of the best setup. Now, could it hold VWAP in the 90 EMA and break 10 off a higher low? Absolutely, but it is still pretty risky, guys. It is still just a little risky. All right, so maybe GSAT comes back down towards around the 202 before breaking this possible downtrend and getting that next leg up. So I'm still watching GSAT team. I mean, shoot, BBIG definitely looks like it could definitely get that pop. It's just, it is risky because support's at 840. You're risking $1. You'd want to take a little bit of profit around 10 just in case it gets rejected again. So, I mean, you're looking to maybe take some profit 60 cents higher, but your stop's like $1 away. So, I mean, it doesn't make sense from a risk reward standpoint, right? It doesn't make sense from a risk to reward standpoint. So I can't jump into BBIG, especially on the small account, right? My main account, yeah, absolutely. If I had my main account, I would probably scalp the crap out of BBIG. 10 cents here, 20 cents there. But on the small account, I got to be extra disciplined and wait for the best of the best setup. But right now, BBIG definitely looks like it could start popping back up to 10 off this higher low, holding above the 9 EMA and holding above the VWAP here. Again, waiting to see where GSAT is going to level on off at. Looking to see where GSAT is going to put in some market structure and possibly set up for the break of the downtrend. So that's all I'm waiting for, is this stock to get some market structure off support, start to see some volume move in for a break of the downtrend. That's where I'd be looking to go long on GSAT with nice tight stops with a target back up towards around those highs of 265. So right now, again, it's just a game of patience, right? We're 17 minutes into the market, 17 minutes in, but I haven't really seen like a killer setup that I wanted to attack yet. Right now, the only thing that I have is the PayPal, the calls on PayPal with nice tight stops. If that one dips back below, probably like 280, 279, risking maybe like $2 on the play. With that target of 288 there on PayPal. That's the only thing that I have really going right now on my end. And I'm just waiting for GSAT to set up. Right, so I personally think that we may have another day with better opportunity sometime this week. So again, we talked about everything. You guys know what we're watching, what we're looking at. Again, my entry on PayPal, the reasoning for that, looking for a possible setup here on GSAT. You guys know what we're looking for there, but I think that we should save our free live stream session for maybe a hotter day out of the gate, right? So Friday was a great day. We saw a lot of great activity and a lot of great attention out of the gate on Friday. So I think we may have a better day with better opportunity for the live stream. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Everybody over on YouTube, if you guys have any final questions, comments, concerns, now's the time to ask. If not, we'll be shutting the stream down. I'll be diving inside the chat 100%. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, right around 8:55 as we go live. But again, any final questions, comments, concerns, guys, now's the time. Please ask. I want to make sure I get those questions answered. Nate, Anthony, Angel, absolutely. How to day trade on Robinhood? I don't know. I don't use Robinhood, so I have no idea because I don't use Robinhood. Sarah, that was a great GSAT setup in pre-market. Yes, it was. That was a killer setup. This thing absolutely took on off. Yeah, thanks. Great haircut. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Gage, what do I use to day trade? So I use Lightspeed as my main broker. You could use Webull. They're a pretty good alternative to TD Ameritrade, but your best bet for brokers to get set up with in the beginning, in my honest opinion, you should be looking at TD Ameritrade or Webull, right? TD Ameritrade or Webull. Now, when you start scaling up in size, you're a little bit more aggressive and you're trading quicker and more size and everything like that, and then look into like a premium broker, and that would be Lightspeed or Centerpoint Securities. It'd either be Lightspeed or Centerpoint Securities. Absolutely, Gage. Absolutely. So, once again, have an amazing rest of your day, traders. Be smart, trade safe, lock in those profits, make today your best day yet. And I want to see you guys talking about those killer profits that you made tomorrow in the freeze trade. Any questions, comments, concerns, send me an email, josh@alphadaytrading.com. And I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning, right around 8 o'clock on TikTok, 9 o'clock here on YouTube. Have a good one, traders. Be smart and trade safe.